Hey guys, it's Ian Benjamin, Digital Hub, and today Scott Saunders, celebrity, the Apprentice Series 11, and so yeah, actually blessed to have another Hertfordshire and Bedfordshire guest online with us, and who needs no introduction really, and entrepreneur as he is. So Scott, what is going on? How are you, man? How you doing?
Hey, how you doing, man? Good?
Doing all right. I'm doing all right, mate. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, it's good to catch up. Thanks for, first of all, inviting me onto this show. It's always nice to kind of just share, my journey, and also if I can help anyone else, replicate some successes, not all, then that's a good sign too. So what am I up to? Well, yeah, probably like most people, coronavirus at the moment. It's been a crazy last 12 months. We've pretty much all been locked down for nearly a year now. Pretty much. But that hasn't been to say that it hasn't been all, doom and gloom. We've actually had a really positive year last year, and it's grown this year too. So fantastic.
So tell me a bit about the journey. So since obviously, I know you had a bit of a COVID experience recently as well. We're going to touch on that in a minute. But I mean, everyone wants to know, what have you been doing since the Apprentice? I mean, I know there was the payroll supermarket.
Yeah.
And so what's from there, Apprentice from there, what's going on? What are you up to?
So, yeah, the journey started back in 2014. This is prior to the Apprentice stuff. And it was, I had this idea, this vision of a comparison site, because I was actually working in this industry at the time for an accountancy. I had an idea of a niche of a comparison site where contractors could get access to payroll services and compare their fees. They could essentially get the best priced company in one place, and this didn't exist at the time. So
compare the market for the payroll market for contractors.
So that's when Payroll Supermarket was born. It opened up loads of different new doors for the industry sector, and in fact at one point it was the highest, I don't know if it still is, it was the highest paid ads from all of our competitors who jumped on and copied it. It was the highest paid ads in the UK for Google. It really did open up doors. It did begin something, and it's, there's loads of different types of versions of Payroll Supermarket still, but we're still number one, which is fantastic organically. So we should be.
Wonderful news. So how did you do that? I mean, so did you kind of enlist the help of a developer, or was that a bit of your skill set?
Originally, so as I was working for a company, I was earning decent money. I think it was, £70,000 a year, car, house, and all that kind of stuff. It was pretty blessed. I literally stopped that, went on to the Apprentice, came out, and I didn't really have much cash, being honest with you. Everything was just like, right, let's just strip this down. And I started to build the site myself. Now, This is also a good thing because you get to understand how the dynamics of things work if you know how to do things yourself. Even if it's not at an expert level, you still the process. So it actually took me a good 6 to 8 months to develop what we were doing now, 15, 20 minutes. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, it really is. It took me months and months of development because it didn't exist. The online space was still very ever changing, and there was lots of different designs and ideas, and it was going through a transition period. So, but we did, I say we, at the time, it was me. I designed the website myself, originally designed.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Wonderful. So did you learn to code? Or
no, it wasn't coding. It was more so drag and drop systems.
Drag and drop stuff.
WordPress. Tried WordPress, couldn't quite do that. It was Wix. I actually did this. But it's phenomenal in the amount of stuff that you can actually do on these platforms, especially for starter websites. So to this day, that website still exists and it still performs very, very well. Although we have a WordPress version on .co.uk, but it just goes to show that, you don't need to be a coder in order to first of all make cash and also an impact in the market.
That's amazing. So the last 5-6 years, that's been performing well, generating you an income and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
And that's fantastic. No, all to you and all to Wix as well. Do you know what I mean? For doing
100%.
Such a good job. So brilliant. Yeah. So Payroll Supermarket kicked you off, and I mean, you're an entrepreneur. I mean, everyone who remembers Series 11 of The Apprentice, you see that you've got that hunger, desire, that drive. Yeah. We'll kind of touch on that a bit later on. But in terms of what else have you done? I mean, I'm sure you're juggling more than one business?
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of different ventures for a period of time. I had an events company, also had a social media growth company. These were different friends that I paired up with. But the main thing was a marketing agency, which I still have now. In fact, it's the main kind of practice that we do on a day-to-day basis, and that's with my brother. So I actually closed down all my existing ventures, and I not started again. I went just with my brother. So everything's with me and him. Skye Inc's the name. Scott, his name's Kai. My mum, our mum used to call us Skye all the time because she meant Scott Kai and the slip of the tongue. So we decided to come up with our own thing. So for everything we learn on building payroll supermarkets, he came on very early on, and he was there basically on every avenue on how to build a functioning business that has an impact online. And there's loads of things you have to do. There's lots of money you spend and waste. There's lots of ways to enhance and make tricks work. So we then kind of evolved into
who did what?
Agency.
So what was your role working with Kai?
So my role essentially is sales. I'm quite good at face-to-face sales, even though you can't do that at the moment, but also ideas, and also just kind of like innovation. That said, he's also pretty good. He's quite of an all-rounder, to be honest. He's very good at finances. So that's one thing I don't like. I obviously understand finances, etc. But he's very good at the nitty-gritty, getting down to the detail, and all that kind of stuff. And I don't really enjoy that. So it's a really good yin and yang. That works for us. So we can bounce off each other and also progress further with all the things I don't like doing, he's great at, and vice versa. Right. So that's why it works really well.
Match made in heaven, right? Do you know what I mean? Wonderful, superb. So with that, so the events company's no longer, the marketing company's doing it. So that's like making your from memory, you've got the website proposition. And so tell us a bit about that. Tell us a bit about the website.
Yeah, we aim to, within the next 5 years, be one of the top 10 agencies in the UK. And I genuinely believe that's something we can achieve. We're doing very well in the 2 years we've been, trading. Very well, actually. It's more because of how well we deliver and how quick we deliver. Because there's lots of people out there that say they can do things, they don't do them. Or they give a shoddy job, or you pay for something, you don't quite get that. I've experienced that myself because I used to pay these people to do things. I did pay people after to recreate my website. It wasn't really good. I paid people to do my Google ads. They didn't deliver. I paid people to do lead generation. It didn't work. So those things we know how to do. We know how to maximize and squeeze every pound. With the websites, because we're quite an innovative company, we are one of, I believe, the only marketing agencies in the UK where, especially at these times, if you have a website you want us to design for you, you don't have to pay straight away for it. We offer a monthly payback system. You can just pay back on a monthly term, anywhere from 3 to 6 months. If it's a really big project, we can spread the cost over 9 months, which just gives our customers and clients a little bit extra when they're financing their projects as they go along.
For these times where a lot of people are kind of struggling right now.
100%. And a lot of people are starting businesses at the moment. Lots of people are doing side hustles. They're online. They're creating their own ventures and stuff. And I love that. And I want to see more of it. So if we can help in any way, that's what we're here for. That's why we've come up with this monthly payback kind of system too.
Good. I've got a really good contact for you. There's somebody just also based in Hertfordshire, actually called Karen Levitt. I'll share our details with you later. She's got a live chat factory. So she's the live chat for websites, and she's brilliant. So different packages for different size businesses. So if you haven't got that facility already, then you need to speak to Karen, because she'll provide.
We usually use plugins, so anyone like that is banging. That adds a little bit of it complements what we do. So
bespoke a bit more. So you might want a bit more of a bespoke service. Yeah, exactly. So no, I'll definitely hook you up with Karen. She's an amazing lady. All good, fantastic. So that's great. So with the websites, do you kind of focus on any particular niche, or like e-commerce, or?
Yeah, we can deliver pretty much any type of website, and we can do it very quickly. We've also, just to add, we also are offering free websites to people who want a smaller kind of one-page thing where they can maybe take leads or process payments. So we create landing pages. Anything they have to do is cover the monthly hosting and maintenance, which is £45.
Right.
So that the clients we have on that, which is through our funnel kind of system, is everyone. We have anyone for finance. We have God, I've got loads. I'm asking my brother now. I'm looking at him. What other people we've got on there? Just got a whole heap. Yeah, property development. We've got restaurants. We've got, I mean, umbrella companies. Just anyone. You know,
Right.
It's simple. The thing is, when you make a website, it has to be engaging, and it has to be. It has to have a purpose. So we know how to ensure that happens.
Okay,
so we just follow the same
your creative duties come alive, and you kind of help the clients kind of bring that creative element, image to it as well, the brand to life as well. You kind of get involved in that for them as well.
Yeah. We just ensure that anything we do, it has a purpose. So when we go, right, this website is created for you, and they want the purpose of generating more leads, then when they have someone land on that website, we've built it to the purpose where they will increase their leads, because the way that we've put it all together works really well for the customer journey, and they will more likely click through using the systems that we know that works. So
wonderful stuff. Wonderful, superb, brilliant. But tell me about this, because I know you've done a post a week or two ago on LinkedIn about Discord. So tell me a bit about. I mean, is that another Scott Saunders invention?
No, it's not actually. It's not my invention. It was just something I saw. So basically, as you may or may not know, over the last few weeks, the stock markets have gone crazy, right?
Right.
The everyday person has been able to come together and say, everyone, put your money on, I don't know, what's the latest one that
Bitcoin's gone mad this last couple of weeks.
Bitcoin, or all that kind of stuff. So, but this has been done through apps like Reddit, or online on Reddit communities. It's been done on things like Discord. It's been done things on, all these different chat services. So, the influence that these apps have got is huge.
Yeah.
And I just saw an opportunity. I thought, it's got a few people in it, and it started last week, but I just wanted to see if we can get as many people, business owners, all in one place, sharing their businesses, passing each other leads, free, of course. There's no skin off anyone's nose. And it's just a potentially extended avenue where you can build some business.
I've never heard of Discord I never heard of it before. I thought Discord was Discord's already out there as an app, is it? Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's great as well, because it's got loads of different features and different segments to it where you can just maximize from different bits of the app. But yeah, I just thought it was a good little...
So let's mention it now. So obviously from our listeners and viewers, so is it what? Discord, Discord, yeah?
Yeah, Discord. And I'll have to share the link with you, because it's like XTPR kind of like referral link,
cool.
So
I can kind of Google. Yeah, definitely, without doubt, 100%, fantastic. So you're kind of working across promoting that, which is great. And you've got the agency doing the website stuff as well. So clearly you and Kai are mega busy by the sounds of it.
Yeah, we are. We're really busy, which is nice. It's I just wasn't expecting it to be so busy this time of year. So January, I think, was our best January we had in existence. People, I think, have just got back to work. They want stuff to get going, and they're just literally
totally.
I love that. And what about yourself? Is you been busy as well?
I've been fortunate. I mean, as well, like towards the back end from October till now, still, thank God, I'm really, really busy. Like right now,
Good.
I mean, with Digital Hub, recruitment takes a back seat temporarily, but I mean, but my main business is recruitment. And since October, I've been really, really busy, been flat out. And hopefully it kind of sustains, to be fair. Long may that continue. Amazing.
It will.
Thank God, I hope so. But listen, man, I'm sure people are listening and thinking, oh yeah, I remember him from The Apprentice. So one of those ones. So I know, obviously, you left. Anyone who doesn't know, Scott left The Apprentice. Found out if you just felt there was a disconnect between yourself and Lord Sugar, bit of a disconnect, and so you kind of felt like that it wasn't right in terms of how he was treating you, or just his outlook, his perception in total. Is that right in my
pretty much? I mean, it was a long time ago. I don't really get
Yeah.
recognised as much as I used to now. It's usually like, I know him from somewhere. I just don't know where from. People used to associate the two. But, I think I performed really well. I did my best. So I've literally... I went through the process. I put my all into it, and I just felt I wasn't really getting much consideration or acknowledgement,
recognition for what you were doing.
Yeah, there was, I was standing there like, please, sir, give me a little bit of. But it got to the point where some of my other candidates, even in these teams, were saying, "Look, Scott really smashed." Said it to him physically, Scott really smashed this, and it just used to get kind of like dismissed. So I think after a while, I started getting tired as well.
And you thought that do you think that, do you know what, I don't want to work with you anyway? Is that how you kind of felt? And you think, well, do you know what, I don't want to win this because...
I just felt to myself, there is two people in any investment, even if it's, if it's 50-50, if there's two people, and those two people need to understand and get along, and they also need to share the same vision. I think it's very important. Hence, me and my brother, we're 50% partners. We share the same vision, and we're getting traction. And it may take longer because we didn't get straight up £250,000. However, I can assure you that we will make more long term rather than the quick bumps. Because I know so much more now. I probably would have done things a lot differently if I had the money, and I would have done it wrong too. You have to do your losses, right?
Yeah, you got to go through it, man. You got to go through it. 100%.
I just kind of felt to myself, it's probably the best idea that I go and find someone else to do it by myself at this stage.
Well, I think that's really big of you. I mean, do you know what? It's not the right fit, even though it might be Lord Sugar, and with his connections and that. But to be man enough to think, well, do you know what? This ain't right, man. I'm not really feeling this. I think that takes a lot of balls to do that. I think, I'm going to put a hard stop in here and move. No, without a doubt, because I'm not sure 90% of people would have carried on. I thought even have won, but don't really know that it ain't going to work out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like,
I mean, I think he put a tweet out, and this was one of my highlights actually. I think he put a tweet to Donald Trump. This. I think I'll be able to send you this actual information. He tweeted Donald Trump saying that he's a little bit like me from The Apprentice because he done something. Because he was trying to say I'd done a publicity stunt, and it went in for the news. Everything. I think he was, and I was like, wow. This is kind of cool, man. He tweeted Donald Trump.
He remembers you. So when was that? Like recently?
No, this was a long time ago.
But still, though, he's obviously in his head to kind of like...
Yeah. So I just kind of thought, he did. I think he may have respected it, even though it annoyed him at the same time. But look, it was part of my journey.
Wicked, mate. Yeah, brilliant. Fantastic.
Yeah,
without a doubt. Fantastic. And are you still friends with anyone else from the show?
Yeah. I spoke to McGim yesterday. I speak to John. I mean, all of us are pretty close. We talk quite often. We've got our own groups. I do business with most of them. And to be honest, there's a few of the guys that have done really well. Gary, for instance. I mean, I don't know if you remember Gary, but he's just in the background, properties. I mean, he's smashing it. Joseph's doing very well. McGim's doing really well. David's doing well. We're all kind of, in our places doing bits. So
I see Joe on Facebook with his. He's doing his like coaching.
Mastermind.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. I just think he's got balls like melons, isn't he? And he's just like, fear whatsoever, is he? Do you know what I mean?
Not at all. Not at all.
Brilliant. What character? Fantastic.
Definitely.
Superb. So tell us a bit about you as an individual. So I'm a Luton boy. I'm based in Bedfordshire, okay, just down the road from you. We've done a bit of business a couple of years ago. We kind of kept in touch, kind of dipping in and out of our communications. And but let's understand a bit about Scott. So Hertfordshire, were you born and bred in Hertfordshire?
Yeah, I was born in Stevenage, where I live now, funnily enough. Okay. So, but I grew up in Letchworth Garden City. So it's pretty much the only kid of colour, I think, in any of my schools when I was younger.
Yeah, I bet.
I grew up in Letchworth Garden City.
Okay, cool. So what was it? So what was it from a entrepreneurial perspective? I always ask my guests, what drives you? What made you think, do you know what? I want that.
I mean, I didn't really have huge amounts when I was younger because I came from a family that was split. So my mum and dad split when I was 2. That said, they're still good friends now, and they've done a great job in putting their influences into me. But back in the early days, I could see the difference between most families were together, and also it seemed that everyone had loads of money. But I appreciated things. And I think the desire to earn from that started at that point where I was like, I want to do more. I want to have more. And when I can, I will make sure that's the case. I mean, to the point where...
Okay, hold it right there. So, I mean, because obviously grew up, I'm a lot older than you as well. And again, there wasn't many people of colour or black kids in Luton where I grew up. Mum, dad lived in a certain area. Yeah. There wasn't many black people around there at all. So yeah, and I'm really, really tall as well, as you know. So I stuck out like a small thumb. Do you know what I mean? So, you know.
How did you find that?
Yeah, it was all right. I mean, I didn't really get any racism at all, to be fair.
No.
It was. I think Luton. I'm born in Luton, so it's a very, very diverse area.
Yeah, I think it is now.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. But I grew up in the 70s, 80s, so it was kind of quite diverse. Yeah. There was 2 black kids, me and Dennis, in my year at school, at high school, and few black girls, but that was about it. But there was no racial tension at all, and which is amazing. So it wasn't until maybe later on that I kind of like felt a little bit or heard little bits and pieces from outside of school, but I didn't really kind of go through it at school. But then again, but from I was going to ask you, so from that entrepreneurial drive, the point I was trying to get to was, did you kind of think, like my sister, she's very academic and went to college and she was going to go to university, and then she got onto a graduate program, and that was her route to getting, you know, the success and the riches, if you like, of what you wanted in her career. Mine wasn't. Mine was very much about sales, that drive, the entrepreneurial drive. And I didn't want to go to college, and I was just going to go out there and...
You knew you had that, that's your calling.
Yeah. So, and it's been up and down since then, you know what I mean? If I'm being totally honest with you. But yeah, so what was yours? Was yours an academic path? I'm assuming it wasn't. It was more going out there and...
Mine was, I'm a creative, I'm a designer. So I went to uni, I studied product design. I love designing things since I was, honestly, 4. I remember I just designed and created these things. I mean, the stuff I look back at what I did.
What did you design or drawing?
Anything. Quite literally, I think I made Mum this thing where you put £1 in, pull something down, and then the money disappears. So that was my way. And I used to have her friends go and put money in. And then they'll put, it was just out a piece of paper, and then they pushed it, and then they'll be like, where is that? Where has it gone? No, it's gone now. So I used to, it weren't much because it was pennies I put in, but I was like, oh, let me show you how to do this. And, Connects, I used to use a lot of Connects. I used to have to use my own.
Wow.
Yeah, you think you should use Connects. I used to make I used to put in elastic bands. I had my own shock absorbers for the bikes, and then I'd have cardboard cutout bits that would stick in between stuff. And then I'd really personalise. I used to create just all these different things. So even the little skateboards used to get, little skateboard things.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
I made my own because I couldn't afford one at the time. So I used to make them out of layered cardboard. I started bringing them into school, and everyone asked me what to make them for them because they couldn't afford them either. See what I'm saying? So it was just improvising to get the things that I dreamed of having. I'm not saying I was stupidly poor. I mean, I was sitting there on the breadline every day. It wasn't the case. My mum done very well. My dad as well was a huge part of this whole intellect. He, from a very young age, just implemented and taught me so much because he was a project manager. Obviously, he's a black male as well at those times, and he could see things differently. So he put a lot of time into me and to help him gain confidence, say, do you know what, you can do this. And he went to one of my school, this is when I was young in primary school, he went to one of my school parents' evenings, and he said to the teacher, I want my son to be an architect. And this is a true story. She laughed at my dad, which I can't imagine, because I can't imagine anyone laughing at my dad, and laughed as in that's not happening. Funny thing is, a few years ago, you got all these schools, and not these in particular, but schools are inviting me to go and do talks, to then talk to their students about being an entrepreneur in business. So, what goes around comes around, and it's not always what you see. It's because you don't learn things, regurgitate information. You're not an A-star student. I was an A-star student in a different way, where I would take things in and take them apart and in my head, visualize, move them around and stuff. Other people can't do that as much.
Yeah. But not everyone's an academic. Everyone's got their own talents in other ways.
And I could do academia. It just didn't stimulate me. So I leave it for the last minute.
And I would. It's not your thing. It's not your. It's not your.
So and I still pass, and I've got decent enough grades, nothing crazy, but. It was always Scott's got a lot of potential, but he doesn't use it. But I knew I was using my potential in different ways. And I knew that one day I would have the opportunity to create my own my own destiny, you know?
Yeah, 100%. I'm with you 100%, mate. Brilliant. So from there, you had that kind of buzz, and then so did you get into sales? I think you've done, from memory, when I first spoke to you, going back a few years now, I think you did you do recruitment, didn't you, one time as well?
I did. I actually got sacked. Sorry, I've just been told. I mean, I'm half looking at my brother because we've invested into this stock market, and it's gone up 200% over this call. So he keeps looking at me like, oh, right, is it down or up? And he's like, it's gone up 200%. I'm like, yes.
Brilliant, mate. You just cut me in on that. It's my luck.
Yeah, I will.
Digital Hub luck.
So sorry, that's why I kept looking after. But no, I was in recruitment for 3 months when I left uni. I went to Cyprus for a few months, came back, tried to be the corporate guy on peanuts, and I got sacked after 3 months.
Really?
I was terrible at it.
IT, what sector was you in?
IT sector, contract, perm, IT.
Right.
It was oversaturated at the time. I wasn't very good at taking... But I'll tell you what, the funny thing
APIs.
is, the owner of this company, again, it's so funny how things work. Years and years later, I was in this nice place in London with people. I looked over and I can't remember his name now. He didn't actually sack me. It was someone who didn't like me, my manager at the time. And he was one of the biggest things for me to push. And I'm going to do this myself, man. You know, because it felt gutting for someone to say, get out of here. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, years and years later, he goes, Scott, and this is after all the hype and pale supermarket. It's obvious everything's out there. How's things doing? We're both standing there as directors. Obviously, he's a lot more successful than I am. It's still not the point. And you could see he was like, do you want to have a drink? You know, he had that respect for me.
Yeah, absolutely, Scott, man.
I loved that. I loved that because I worked for that.
Me too. You know, because maybe there was a bit of doubt, or he didn't kind of back you at the time, and they've seen you later, and you've achieved a lot. I mean, you had to go out there and put yourself through what you did in the Apprentice, and not many people that would do that. But even parking that, you carried on, and you've achieved what you've done with the payroll supermarket and beyond that. So it's fantastic. Super stuff. Yeah. So, okay, cool. So in terms of getting to know you now, so what's on your iTunes right now?
My iTunes?
What are you listening to?
So if I'm going to be honest, this morning, I'm getting a bit bored of listening to the same thing. So this morning, I was listening to a Tribe Called Quest.
Okay.
Midnight Marauders album. That's just on my way up here. I've been listening to some old school R&B playlists. It's R&B playlists with the Love Hearts on Eyes. I tell you what, it's a banger. It's got 400 tunes, tune after tune after tune. It's like, what? I've not heard this for years, but they were the ones. And I like the Internet as well. There's a group called the Internet. They've got some really nice music, you know.
What chilled out stuff, a bit more chilled stuff, or
it's kind of they're known, but they're not known. So I love a bit of the Internet. And
I've never heard of them before. The Internet, wow.
Check them out. Yeah, put them on. They're really good. I mean, right now we just listen to chill. So every time I'm in the office, I'll have music that doesn't have much words. It'll just be chilled background music because when I'm working and I'm sending emails, if there's words pumping through, I cannot get my emails out.
Right, okay.
So it's chilled or nothing. Every time I come in,
I can't have any music on in the day. Not when I'm working. I can't do it. I get too into it. I'm like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it. It's not like Kai's, when I come in after him, he's got all of this, you know, like rap and stuff I listen to as well, but UK British stuff. And then after an hour, I'm like, it's coming off me. I can't wait. I either know the words and I'm reciting it, or I'm stuck on the high for about half an hour. You know what I mean? It's too
complex, the rap stuff.
Yeah, did we come and say hello, actually, Kai? This is just Kai say hello. He's the better looking, bigger one. You know, that's my brother.
Hey, Tim, how are you?
Yeah. So,
hey, Tim, how you doing,
man? Yeah, not too bad. How you doing? You good?
Not too bad. I've come to you in the new office. It's been a couple of years since I was you both. You know what I mean? So I'll do that. Come and say hello. As soon as we get out
100%, man. Yeah, trust me, it'll be good.
Spring soon come.
Yeah, 100%. I'll leave you to get on with it. Yeah,
nice one, man.
Nice one. Yeah.
So brilliant. So about your like Gary V podcast, or you kind of doing the podcast thing at all? Do you kind of like listen to many of those?
I used to listen to a lot of podcasts. Gary V's great. He's better a few years ago for me. I think I've gone through lots of different periods where I listen to lots of podcasts or read a lot of books or do nothing. And there's nothing wrong with that, I believe. Sometimes you need to let your mind
process,
work with what you're doing and process, like you said, the information you've got from podcast stuff. Don't feel like you have to always be learning, because you are learning on the job anyway. Sometimes it can overpush. And plus, I tell you who I don't like, Grant Cardone. I don't like, no, I'm not, I mean, a lot of people might disagree, but I've read his books, I've listened to his podcast. I don't like, for Joseph, for instance, he's very much, you know, bang, 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 go, 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 go. I can't work like that. I go flat out for 2 weeks, I've lost my energy and I'm going to lose a week because I'm going to slack, I'm going to be late, I'm not going to be motivated. I need to be working a different particular way, right? Sure. And I like to be creative. So Gary Vee and stuff is a great place to start. He's good at understanding how to find opportunities and make money. Grant Cardone is great to get your juices flowing. Understand that if you do something 10 times more, then you will get 10 times back. And I always say as well, if you do 10 things, you're only going to do 10%. If you do one thing, you're going to put 100%. So you need 100% back on that, right? So it makes sense. But there's lots of different things. I'm currently reading Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill, for the second time. Right. And there's also...
I've never read it. So you're reading it for the second time. That's good. I've never read it. So you rate
Think and Grow Rich is... honestly, it's the Bible of business. It's the Bible of life. It's the Bible of gaining what you want in life through simple set rules. And this is where all of these other books come from. The Secret from Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill. Fantastic. I mean, most of the millionaires, most successful people in the world have, and they will quote this, read this book, and their journey may have started when they read that.
I think so. A friend of mine said the same thing to me, that he read it, and he's, over the last 4 or 5 years, he's scaled his business significantly.
That's where the word masterminds, or the masterminds that you see exist, comes from Think and Grow Rich. And also, what I'm reading, The Power of Now, from Eckhart Tolle, I think. It's good. It's just you get a few chapters in, it gets a bit samey. It's like, I kind of get it. You know what I mean? So I need to be engaged. But no, it's just a few books. Yeah.
So about football, what do you else again? Did you use your team, play football? What's going on? What do you like doing?
You're gonna hate me, man. I'm not really a massive football guy anymore.
You're not?
Okay. No, I'm not.
Any other sports?
I used to play football. I can play football. I used to support Arsenal. And then I moved to university and I started supporting Aston Villa because it's Birmingham. That's the kind of guy, you know what I mean? So I'm not a hardcore fan. Nah. But I do appreciate the whole game.
Okay.
And sports in general, I'm just one of those guys that's, when it's on a hype, I'll be there, watch a few things. If it's Olympics, I love all sports. Yeah. I love basketball. It's really good basketball. I love athletics. I was good at athletics. I love tennis. I want my daughter to be a tennis player, you know.
Okay, cool.
But my main focus, if I'm being honest, what I enjoy doing the most is going to the gym and working, using my mind to create new fantastic ideas, and the next day we can see it in front of us. That's what, man, stimulates me. Nothing beats it.
Superb. So you got a daughter, so you married now, you settled down?
No, I'm actually separated from her mum, and we're both great parents, fantastic parents, and she was supposed to go to Australia, we were seeing each other, and she got pregnant. So we tried to make it work, it didn't work, but she's a good parent, and I'm a good parent, we just share her, you know, we both love it a bit. But I can see how her mind works as well. So, you know.
No, fantastic. No, obviously being a parent, I've got a 17-year-old and a 13-year-old. Great.
Wow.
Life-changing situation. Do you know what I mean? So I know where you're coming from. Do you know what I mean?
You don't look old enough for that. I'm not going to lie. Like, you know, everyone says, you know, you're a 17-year-old, yeah.
Yeah, 17-year-old. I don't want to tell you how old I am, man, because you won't tonight.
Wow.
But black don't crap. But yeah, he's 17 and Lola's 13. But yeah, man, I grew up in the 70s and 80s, man. That's a clue there.
That's what I was clocking earlier. When you said that earlier, I was like, maybe he was just born. But even still, you know.
No.
But yeah.
That's like black don't crack, something like that, right? Do you know what I
mean? Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is. Superb. Well, listen, man, this is a platform for you to kind of share with our listeners and viewers a bit about you, where they can find you. So clearly, Skye Inc. .com.
Skye Marketing. Yeah, Skye Inc Marketing.
Marketing.
And imagine S with Kai. That's it, Skye.
Okay,
That's our marketing agency. You can find me on YouTube. I've got a few YouTube videos and stuff which have done quite well. And you can find me on Everyday on Instagram and stuff like that as well. But I'm going to be working on a new project on the side for myself, which is writing my own book, which I've decided to do, which is no bullshit, no pretending that I'm this great, huge success millionaire and I've done it all, no one else can do it and all this stuff. It is me where I'm at now. I have built a business, a sustainable, profitable one. We're not making millions a year, but we're getting to that point. So from zero to where we are now took a long time, right? And I'm going to basically just create the simplest book, which just says to people how to do things, what platforms to use, what to do and what not to do. Simple, right? And just tell people without all the fluff. You know, all these books are like, yes, well, I made £15 million in 2 days. And then, blah, blah, blah. The main thing is, well, how did you do it, bro? What did I need? I just want to copy what you did.
What's A to the B and then the C to the D? Yeah.
The C. What is it? Instead, you get, if you come online now with this, that, and the other and buy this, next thing you know, you're buying these things, you're in a course for 5 months, you're like, brother, still waiting to find out how you did it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cut that out, all right? 100%. I'm going to literally just say, these are the things that I found that worked. These are the things that I didn't.
Yeah.
Bang. Some of the chapters are going to be so small, it's going to be so easy. It's like, okay, fair enough, do it.
Cool. Give it a go, man. Give it a go. Fantastic. Well, listen, man, we've kind of, before we know it, we've covered up so much time, nearly an hour.
Wow.
40 minutes, it's like 10 to 3, 10 to the hour.
Wow, that went quick.
Flew past. Yeah. I mean, okay, one last thing. So if you were in the elevator, an elevator pitch with the ideal business person who can change things around for you quickly, what would that 90 seconds be? Would that 90 seconds pitch be?
Put me on the spot there, boy.
Oh my God, Scott's speechless. I've never known it.
No, I'm just thinking, it's just the cogs are ticking. I'm not massive in investments, but if there was someone there, I'd say, listen, as I've got you here, I understand that you're very wealthy and you may have people approach you on a day-to-day basis. However, I may be different for you. The reason being is I created stuff from nothing into something. I made industries work from nothing and I've had influence on markets. Now, all I'm asking is for you to give me the opportunity in allowing an investment for a most innovative product, which I can't show you now until you sign an NDA, or something that could literally bring you billions within the next few years. No one's done it yet. And it's the most powerful tool. If you just give me more time after this, then I will tell you what it is. This is the true story. I have that, but I need, but I can't share it. I need billions of it to make it work. But not even billions, a few millions. But that's it.
I reckon you've got the power in your network to make that happen. You must have.
Yeah, just not yet.
Just not as yet.
I do have it. It's just not my time to do this thing yet. This is the last thing I do. So
okay, then I said this to be like sandals on the beach, Thailand, and chill out. Once that happens,
man, me and you and all the crew, let's do it. We can work on laptops now. Yeah.
Don't forget me. Wonderful, Scott. Listen, man, you've been an amazing guest. Thanks for coming on the Digital Hub as a guest. Really, really appreciate it. Time's flown. Let's do another part 2 in the summer. Once we get through this COVID BS.
Yeah.
Let's do the part 2 of this. What do you say? Is that cool?
Absolutely down with that. Kirsty, you can sit down, mate.
Superb.
Absolutely down with that. Yeah.
Brilliant.